Hello, boys and girls. Let's start by saying our pledges today. Go ahead and stand, salute, and pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now the Oklahoma state flag. Salute and pledge. I salute the flag of the state of Oklahoma. Its symbols of peace unite all people. Go ahead and take out your whiteboard or your paper. Today is Thursday, April 16th. There are, how many days in April? 30. There's 30 days in April. If there's 30 days in April, what math problem could we use to determine how many days are left in the month of April with that information that I just gave to you? We know there's 30 days. Go ahead and put 30 on your whiteboard. This is the 16th day, so 16 days have gone by. We want to know how many more days until the 30th of the month. So we're going to subtract 16 from 30. Now, can we take 6 from 0? We cannot. We've got to go over here and borrow from the tens. We're going to borrow a 10. Now we have 10 minus 6 equals 4. 2 minus 1 equals 1. There are 14 days left in the month of April. Let's look at the calendar and see if we're correct. Here we are at the 16th day. Let's see how many days are left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 days left in the month of April. So we just used a subtraction problem to figure out how many days are left. Do you remember what the answer to a subtraction problem is called? It has a special name. It is the difference. The answer to a subtraction problem is the difference. What about the answer to an addition problem? It's called the sum, S-U-M, sum. Let's practice some of our addition skills, also using the calendar. Let's take a look at how many Sundays there are in the month of April. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 Sundays. How many Mondays? 1, 2, 3, 4 Mondays. Tuesdays. 1, 2, 3, 4 Tuesdays. What about Wednesdays? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Wednesdays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Thursdays. 1, 2, 3, 4 Fridays, and 1, 2, 3, 4 Saturdays. We should have 7 numbers up here. Let's see if we do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for each day of the week. Boy, that's a lot of numbers to add together. We have 2 5s. We could go ahead and add those 2 5s together. We know that gives us 10. And now we could do some skip counting by 4s since all of the other numbers are 4s. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So 20 plus 10 equals what, class? What's 20 plus 10? 10 more than 20 equals 30. That's the number of days that we said are in the month of April. Now remember, that multiplication is a shortcut to addition. What multiplication problems could we get out of all of these numbers? Well, how many 4s did we say there are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5 times. Think about that. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. It's a shorter problem. And 5, how many 5s were there? 2. 5 times 2 equals 10. And there's that number again. 20 plus 10 equals 30. So keep working on that multiplication, and just remember, it is a shortcut to adding. Please go ahead and take out your writing words booklet. And from our word a day, we're going to add our 4th word of this week. And that word is focus. The way focus is used in our writing word book, or in our word a day book, is as a verb. It's an action. To focus on something is to do something, to show an action. You focus when you pay attention. Lucy could not focus on her homework because her brother was playing loud music. When are good times to focus? When your teacher's talking? Yes. When you read? Yes. When you're playing a game? Yes. When you're walking on the beach? Yeah, it's kind of important to watch what you're doing. What about when you're sleeping? Do you have to be focused when you're sleeping? No, you just let your mind rest then. What helps you to focus in school? Think about that. What makes it difficult to focus? I know sometimes on our Zoom meetings when people are making funny faces, it's hard for me to focus on what I'm doing because I get distracted by what others are doing. So go ahead and add the word focus in the letter F in your writing words booklet. Focus is F-O-C-U-S. F-O-C-U-S. Focus. And I have a second word that I want you to add while we have the booklet out. And it's a very long word. It was one of your spelling words, a bonus word earlier in the year. And that word is perseverance. Perseverance. P-E-R-S-E-V-E-R-A-N-C-E. Perseverance. Add that to the letter P. And I'll tell you why we're adding that word in just a few minutes. I'll leave it up for a little bit longer. So we have learned there are 7 continents. Remember our little rhyme? North America and South America got married. They went to Europe on their honeymoon, and they had 4 children whose names started with the letter A. Australia, Antarctica, Africa, and Asia. Let's do a quick little spelling test on the 4 continents that begin with the letter A. So you're going to need your whiteboard or paper. Either one is fine. I'm going to say the word and you are going to spell it. Do your best on spelling. Australia, that's your bonus word for this week's spelling list. Australia. Remember, all of these continents begin with capital letters. The second word, second continent, is Antarctica. Antarctica. The third word is Africa, the continent of Africa. And don't look around for the correct spelling on some of your papers. Just do your best. Just test yourself and see if you know how to spell these. And the last continent that begins with the letter A is Asia. Asia. I'm going to give you the correct spelling and I want you to check your work. See how you did. And go ahead and correct it if you need to. And the last thing that I want you to do with these 4 words is put them in ABC order. But we're going to keep it simple. You're just going to choose which of these words would come first in the dictionary. Well, they all begin with the letter A. We've got to look at that second letter. So would it be U, N, F, or S? It would be the letter F, wouldn't it? So just put a 1 beside Africa. Put a number 1. And then would it be U, N, or S? Which of those would come next? I believe it would be Antarctica, the N. And then we have the choice of U or S. Which comes first in the alphabet, U or S? It's the letter S. So if we were putting those 4 words in ABC order, this is the order they would be in. And what were the other 3 continents? North America, South America, and where did they go on their honeymoon? To Europe. We've learned a lot about Australia this week. I was happy to hear that Miriam had done some research about Australia and shared what she had learned at one of our Zoom lunch meetings. Madeline has been watching some videos as her way of researching Australia a little bit more, and she had found out some interesting facts about snakes in Australia. And this is what happens when you do research. You might just type in that word Australia, thinking you want to learn a few facts about it, and then all these beautiful animals pop up, and you look at all of them, and then you choose one you're interested in, and then you learn about that animal, and then you learn that that animal shares some same characteristics as another, and then I call that going down a rabbit trail. It's like all these little trails of research that you go down once you become interested in something. And it kind of sounds like that's what Madeline did. So last night, I was finishing my book club book, The Courage to Teach, that several university school teachers have been reading and sharing together in book club, and we're on our last chapter. Well, when I turned to that last chapter, the very first sentence said, "The best thing for being sad is to learn something new." I thought that was very interesting. I'm not sad, but I do enjoy learning new things. Sometimes I get in a slump, and it does help me if I just learn something new, read a new book. I always learn something from every book that I read. I know I can't see you right now, but I want you to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoy learning something new. Just a big thumbs up. And I'll bet all of you are doing this. At your age, there's so many things you're learning right now. It's not always just schoolwork. Some of you have taken the training wheels off of your bike. Some of you have learned to skate. Some of you are learning to play a new sport. It's fun to learn. It's not always easy though, is it? In fact, sometimes it's really hard and it's really uncomfortable, and sometimes we don't want to do it, but we have perseverance. Remember that word we just added? Perseverance is to keep trying even when things are hard. And you know what? When we transitioned over to online school and distance learning, it was hard. It was hard for all of us. But we did it. We persevered. And we just kept on going and kept learning things. And here we are, less than a month away from the end of our school year. And you guys have done so well with our Zoom meetings and with a different type of learning. And we've all learned, even your teachers, even your parents. I had never used Zoom until we were forced to do it. You guys had probably never been in a Zoom meeting. Some of your parents had, but I know a lot of your parents had not. So we all learn together, and it's not always easy, but it sure feels good once you do learn something new. Right now, you might be very willing to answer an addition or subtraction problem because you're good at adding and subtracting, but you might not be as excited about answering a multiplication problem because you're just learning. How do you feel when you have an answer that's not correct? It doesn't feel as good as when you have the right answer. But remember, if you already knew everything, you wouldn't need to go to school. And we continue learning. Even my mother-in-law, who's 92 years old, learned how to use Zoom and was on a Zoom Easter Sunday meeting with all of the family. So you're never too young or too old to learn new things. So, like it was written in the book that I'm reading, if you're sad, learn something new. If you're happy, learn something new. If you're bored, learn something new. Learning is fun. Keep learning new things. Goodbye for now.